Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the worst fucking podcast you've ever heard. Both mics.
All right. Thank you for joining us back again. We're live on twitch.tv/both mics or wherever you're listening or finding us. Welcome to Both Mics.
Both Mics is a show about nothing and everything. That is Mike Sofka.
And that is Mike Taylor. And together we are Both Mics.
Both Mics, yes. Heard every Friday on twitch.tv/both mics. We are at episode 89. Welcome. Come find us where you find podcasts, anywhere and everywhere. Great year, 89. Good year.
Yeah.
Good year for music. Nice hair metal year. A little bit of everything came out that year. Good year. So how you doing, sir? How's things?
Good. I was just going to give our 85 show another plug there because it was the year revisited 85. Go back through the archives. Go to bothmics.com. You can find it on YouTube. You can find show 85. We talked about 1985. That was a good show. That was fun.
That was a fun show. That was.
We had Tommy Chong stop by, and that was a friggin' disaster. But
well, yeah, it's Tommy Chong. Nothing good could happen, from that.
Yeah. So anyway, you're all right. You're doing good. You're getting ready for your big cruise. I know we covered that on 88. We'll be covering it again on 90. But you're getting ready for your big cruise.
I was just reading an email. They have tip of the day for the cruise for people who haven't been before, or just to give just the tips.
Just give them the tips, not the whole thing.
Just a tip. Nope, just a tip.
Nice. Well, you know what? Speaking of just the tip and speaking of the whole thing, it's time for my second favorite part of the show here. That's Alien Update. We're going to start right out of the box with it.
Cool.
Well, that was wonderful of me. That was beautiful. That was smart, Mike. Great.
You breaking stuff?
No, I didn't have the volume up on the Alien Update thing.
That's all right.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit. Nobody's listening.
Yeah. If you want to hear the intro to the Alien Update, go to YouTube, find it on there on our Both Mics channel.
The video was rolling, but again, the audio wasn't. That's stupid on my part. I found out how that's happening, by the way, and it's just stupidity on my part. So.
Well, whatever. It's
Yeah, whatever.
Could be worse.
Yes, right?
Yeah. I was looking up music that came out in 1989.
Yeah.
I got completely distracted, so I had no idea it was actually going on anyway.
No, well, we're doing the Alien Update. This is where we talk about not the 7 billion people on the planet. We're talking about the handful that are much smarter, much richer, and are bringing us culturally and technology-wise into the future. We're talking about Musk, Bezos, Gates. We're talking about Zuckerberg or Branson. We're talking about all these people that got a lot of money. Half of them are on the top 10 richest people on the planet. So they either have alien intervention, they're aliens themselves, which is what I tend to believe with most of these people we're talking about here. So I'm going to start right out of the box here. Elon Musk has said this recently, okay? Elon Musk has said that it's more important for Tesla to make a blank rather than a new car this year. What is that blank?
Well, isn't he's dipping his toes into the airplane market, right? Is it airplanes?
That's right, but no, that's a good guess. No.
Is it a better battery?
No, that's a good guess as well.
Is it a fast food restaurant that actually is good and doesn't fuck up your order when you go through the drive-thru?
No, we will never have that. Even $300 billion won't do that.
Yeah, I'm running out of ideas, buddy.
Elon Musk, this is according to CNBC.com, Elon Musk says it's more important for Tesla to make a robot than a new car this year. Whoa.
Okay.
And I'm trying to pull up the right picture. All right. This is surprising to me. I'm sure this isn't for Musk and his peeps. The robot, codenamed Optimus, quote, has the potential to be more significant than the vehicle business over time. See, Musk always thinks long term, down the road, and he gets shit done ahead of time. So
right, yeah. Well, he's trying to beat the curve. You know, he started his car company, and now how many electric car companies are coming along? You know, this is a market that's virtually untapped.
Yeah, I think they said last month Tesla sold. I was reading somewhere else that Tesla sold like 36,000 electric vehicles or so last month. GM, who just went out and publicly chastised him and talked about him like he's an idiot and says they're gonna beat him in the next 2 to 3 years. They rolled out company wide. How many do you think electric vehicles GM sold last month throughout the whole company? If Musk sold 36,000 or something, how many did they sell?
5,000.
26. And they're gonna beat Musk in the next couple years. Stop. Just stop.
It's one in every other state, including Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Anyway.
Wow. 26.
He has the Tesla boss added the company has no plans to introduce the Cybertruck this year, that it isn't currently working on a $25,000 vehicle, because right now the average cost to build a Tesla is like $36,000. And they sell for all the money. I know they were talking about a $25,000 vehicle because with inflation, which is not really inflation, it's devaluation of the dollar, meaning your dollar just buys that much less, meaning, you know, and I'll get to it later, I'm pretty sure, there's no more fucking dollar menu at Mickey D's, all right? That's what that means. You go inside and you fucking push the fucking thing, or there's going to be the French fry robot's going to be in there. This is where we're at. This is what's happening. Musk is trying to get ahead of the curve here. He goes on to say, Optimus is intended to be friendly, of course, and navigate through a world of humans and eliminate dangerous and repetitive and boring tasks.
Why does the robot actually need to have a human form?
I think that's to make everybody more comfortable with dealing with something. Because if you look at something else, it's just a machine. If you look at your coffee maker, your toaster, those are machines. Make one that looks like a dude. Make one that looks like a hot chick. I might look at it.
Yeah, understandable, but... Yeah,
again, I get back to what I said in '88. We can't handle the truth. As a people on this planet, not just this country, we can't handle the truth. This is the truth right here. You have money and you want to invest in something. I wouldn't invest in the market now, but you want to invest in something, this is what you put your money in, AI.
It's the same market, though.
Well, I know, but some parts of the market are going to outdo others. Right now, Tesla took a slide. Everybody took a slide. All these EV companies, everything's been sliding.
Yeah, I couldn't believe the slide we were talking last week that Netflix took.
Yeah.
God, their stock went down.
I think Netflix might be almost at a buy now. I might get in and buy some of that.
It came back up. Yeah,
it's like 384 or whatever.
Yeah, a little bit, but still, it went down like $100 in a day. I was like, that's unbelievable.
Well, the other thing that's incredible that Tesla's working on, in-car karaoke.
Really?
In your
Imagine
Tesla.
that.
In your Tesla, okay? Now, this is only in China right now.
Of course.
But they're selling a microphone for in-car karaoke, but only in China. And what they did was, they showed, there's a video out there you can watch, and it's just part of your big screen on your dash, and you can see the screen if you're looking at both Mike's
.tv, .com,
Twitch.tv/both. Yeah, right? No, if you look, that big computer screen like you'll see in the middle of an electric vehicle or like a Tesla, you actually have microphones that can hook into this or sync up with this, I imagine, through Bluetooth. And you can do karaoke in your car from the driver's seat or the passenger seat. You down with this, Mike? Carpool karaoke here in a Tesla.
Hasn't every car with a radio been carpool karaoke since the beginning of time?
That's what I'm saying. You already have a phone. Yeah. You want to do that shit? Put your phone on your dash, hit record.
Yeah. So yeah, and driving around. Okay. Granted, I've driven before with my knee while I have a Big Mac in one hand and I'm playing with the air conditioner in the other hand.
But you know what I think it is? It's the idea that you're holding the microphone. Because we've grown up watching people talk and sing into a microphone. They're holding something. That's why when people are doing that in their car or at their house, they're using a hairbrush or whatever. Because they're singing.
Exactly.
It's a tool is all it is.
Yeah.
But you can get the actual microphone, that 2-pack. It comes in a pack of 2. You can't buy just one. Because it's not karaoke with just one person, I guess. The pack costs around $188.
Yeah, the fact that they're promoting people driving a car while singing with a microphone in their hand, where you're supposed to have 2 hands on the wheel, right? Isn't that what we learned?
I think that's why they're starting in China.
Yeah, yeah. What's next? Fort Myers, Florida?
Yes. Well, actually, I'm glad you asked what's next, because Musk, SpaceX is in the news again. This guy can't get out of the friggin' news. SpaceX just snagged a $102 million contract to rocket transport military supplies and humanitarian aid around the world.
Okay.
I don't know how this is being done, but somehow it's through SpaceX, and they're going to distribute stuff. Boring. I didn't feel like reading the article. I just saw he won another contract for another $100 million. His buddy Bezos, his blood must be boiling. He must be like a cartoon character. His face is all red. Steam shooting out the side of his nut. Yeah. Yes.
Well, I guess they could use that big-ass rocket that floats on its side and then straightens up real quick. If you can shoot it in the air, have it float back down, and upright itself, and then land back in Florida, why can't you have it run off to Timbuktu and do the same thing? And
that's what they're calling this. This is according to space.com. This is being described as point-to-point transport, taking a payload from one place to another on Earth. According to Space News, this is the largest rocket cargo contract of its kind ever awarded. They're going to work, the Air Force is going to work with SpaceX on this. Why not the Space Force? I thought we had this thing called the Space Force.
Right? I was just going to say, did you read that correctly? So it's the Air Force, not the Space Force?
It's Air Force. So what does that tell you about Space Force?
It was probably a joke to begin with. Who knows?
No, they're doing something else. They're too busy for this shit.
Yeah,
they are. I'll tell you off the air what they're doing.
Yeah,
anyway.
But that's pretty cool, because you're going to get a load of whatever humanitarian aid from here to Timbuktu in what, half hour?
I guess it doesn't give me a lot of details. It just talks about they came into agreement. It's for DoD, Global Logistics, Department of Defense. The contract states SpaceX will demonstrate technologies and capabilities to transport military cargo and humanitarian world aid around the world on a heavy rocket. Yeah, I'm going to follow this a little closer here. I'm going to follow this. I want to see that launch tomorrow. I might put that up on the website or something, because there's people in other parts of the country who don't understand. You and I go outside our door and we see a rocket going up and we're like, yeah, they do that shit all the time, you know?
Right? What's today? Oh, Saturday?
Yeah.
Another rocket launch.
Yeah.
Right. It's still awe-inspiring to see it every time.
Yeah, I mean, if I lived in Iowa or Nebraska or some shit, I'd be like, really? Wow. I'd be pissed off if I was one of these people that came from another part of the world or another part of our country to see a launch. And like this one that we're getting ready to see on Saturday is friggin' delayed twice already.
Yeah.
80% go for tomorrow, it says, by the way.
The only launch I've ever seen from Cape Canaveral, the Kennedy Space Center area, I took the older children in like 2003 or 2002 to go there, and we didn't go on a launch day, but as time progressed, a launch got, redone or whatever, scrubbed once or twice, and ended up being on the day that we were actually going to Kennedy Space Center to the visitor complex to check out all the stuff, and we were able to watch it from probably like within 10 miles, and the site is awesome. It's better than, of course, seeing it from Kissimmee or Apopka or Orlando or even St. Augustine. But the sound of it, it's amazing that something can be that loud.
It usually takes like 20 seconds or so for it to get from there. But then you actually feel the vibration in your chest. It's not just hearing it. You actually feel it. It's something else.
It is unbelievably how loud it is.
I had tickets one time to go to the, I guess they have like, on TV where they show the countdown clock and there's like a small stand of people there, maybe a couple hundred. I was fortunate enough to get a press pass like that and go see that one time. That was something else. It was funny because I was downtown. If you remember Church Street Station, I was downtown. I was drinking at Church Street Station. I had friends. Everybody went a different way, and I bumped into these tickets. So I met somebody, and we went out to the coast at 2:30 when the bar closed, and got on the bus at 4 to go from the parking area to the other area. We're there waiting at 5 o'clock for this thing to go up at 7 o'clock.
Wow.
So it was a pretty long night. When you're drinking, you're going hard, and all of a sudden it's stop, stay up.
Right. Yeah, you're not going to sleep.
But it was good. It was fun. I had a blast, and like I said, I'll always remember feeling it in my chest. Yeah.
That staging area where you're at is a lot closer than where I was at the visitor center. But still, it was amazing.
Well, there's other places. My sister and Lisa and a couple other people have gone in the past to places like by Haulover Canal and stuff like that in that area there. And, you get 2 for 1 at this time of year because you get the manatees and you get the rocket. So, if you're lucky enough to do both, and people around are going, what's a manatee? We have these things.
Yeah. Actually, somebody we work with at the RFC was actually at Blue Springs, where I went last year to see the manatees. She was there today, and she said there was over 400 manatees there at the Blue Springs.
Yeah, no, that's the place to go. Yeah. Now, one thing that strikes me funny is, we got manatees here, we got rocket launches, you got alligators here. I'm trying to think of things that are specific just to Florida. We have all these amusement parks and fun places to visit.
Yeah.
How can you fucking live anywhere else, dude? How can you live like in Iowa or friggin' North Dakota or whatever?
Well, you know what Iowa stands for, right?
No, what?
Idiots out walking around.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, I get it too, the fact, like, I couldn't talk. I couldn't live in a place where, like, a grocery store or convenience store wasn't within a couple blocks or a couple miles or within a mile. I had up in upstate New York, I had a friend who he had to travel 10 miles to go to the nearest gas station. How could you live like that? And that's New York. So I can imagine what like Idaho and Wyoming went down. Can you hear me?
The interwebs, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, something happened over here, I guess.
That's all right. We got you frozen here. What I'm going to do is unfreeze you. I'm going to try this. Hang on. How about that? You see that? Wow, that's friggin' magic.
Look at that.
How about it?
Imagine. Maybe it's over by you then.
Yeah.
Because that's where the Twitch feed's going to.
I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know.
We were talking about Musk and the alien update here. There's Musk and his private plane there. Pretty funny situation. There's a kid, and I call it a kid because it was literally a kid.
All right, like a child.
Yes. He started a Twitter account. 19-year-old built a flight tracking Twitter bot. Elon Musk tried to pay him to stop. He says, I put in a lot of work into it, and $5,000 just really is not enough. So apparently, Elon, who has $300 billion, offered this kid $5,000 is what I'm taking from this story here. It's according to protocol.com. Elon Jet, it's at Elon Jet on Twitter, is one of the 15 flight tracking accounts Sweeney has created running by bots. He's programmed to parse the data and tweet every time a chosen plane takes off or lands. Each one follows a high-profile person, almost all in tech. Wow, we're talking about these same people. You know who he has these bots for? Musk, Bezos, Gates.
Wow.
He has nearly 83,000 followers. So Musk made an offer of $5,000 to delete the account to help the billionaire keep crazy people, quote, from tracking his location. Sweeney told Musk to add another zero. Any chance of topping that to $50,000? And apparently he didn't hear back. So apparently it's not worth that much. Right. This is brilliant. I like this kid. I got to get this kid on the show.
And here's the thing. This is all public information. You know,
well, but I'm sure the average public person doesn't know where to begin to look for shit like that.
Yeah. Well, go to the Google box. There's a website out there called Flight Aware. You know, if my sister's still online, she's probably thinking about it right now. It's a fact that you can go on there and track flights. So if like you're coming in on a flight, I can track your flight, see if you're going on if you're on time or not, what altitude you're at, what plane you're at. Then I can actually see where the plane's been in the past week or so. Well, the same thing with boats, marine time. You can check it out. There was a time I was looking in Florida, and I saw there was a 747 coming into Fort Lauderdale. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Why would a plane like that be coming into Fort Lauderdale? And it came out, it was Iron Maiden's plane.
Ah, yeah. He's got some place down there.
The Eddie 747.
Yeah.
Where the Bruce Dickinson, the lead singer from the band, actually flies the airplane. And yeah, it was coming in from Heathrow to Fort Lauderdale for their concert.
That's awesome. It's friggin' awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I was talking before about inflation and what do you say, devaluation of currency and so forth. McDonald's is facing some hardships here. They're saying that inflation means more expensive burgers. They've increased their prices over, let's see, operating expenses increased by 14% in the last quarter because ingredients for its Big Macs, McNuggets, and etc. They've experienced a shortage of fries in their Japanese locations. They've had halt sales of milkshakes in the United Kingdom. Hell, they haven't had a milkshake here in years, according to Mike.
Right, exactly.
They say prices rose about 8%. No, 4% in 2021 and another 8% in 2022 as you will no longer have a dollar menu here. But good news, sales of McDonald's are up. Sales grew by 7.5%.
I was actually thinking either today or yesterday about we got a McDonald's that's about a mile and a half from here. And of course, it's next to the Publix and the Walgreens, which is across the street from the CVS, just like every typical downtown in America. And then we have a Burger King that's a lot closer. And every time you go to the Burger King, no one is there, and it takes 25 minutes to get your food.
That's the same thing here, brother. We've had two of them near us, one in Apopka, one in Leesburg, friggin' shut down. They reopened the one in Apopka, and I don't see anybody there. It's like our buddy with the meat sweats, John Morgan, used to talk about Arby's. I'm driving by. Yeah. Who the hell's eating there? It's drug dealers.
We actually ate at Arby's a couple days ago.
I saw the post. Tell me that story about the hot burger, the hot sandwich.
Yeah. Well, the missus, who is from San Antonio, Texas, is always eating anything that's hot. Basically, you could challenge her with anything hot, and to her, it's not hot. And we went there last night, night before, Wednesday night, and I always get the what used to be called the Big Montana, which is basically a pound of roast beef on a burger bun.
Perfect.
With Arby's sauce.
Perfect.
Good to go. And she got the I don't know, the chicken something jalapeno habanero blah blah blah. You know,
Diablo Dare, I think they call it. No?
Yeah, it's a challenge burger. Like you're supposed to like hit the QR code on the box, and you're supposed to film yourself eating it.
Oh, all right.
You're supposed to. We didn't know this until after she was done. You're supposed to eat it without drinking the vanilla milkshake they give you for free. So you're not allowed to have any beverage while you're eating this. And she ate it without even blinking. So she's like, yeah, it wasn't
bad. Did you taste it?
No, I didn't even think about it.
You have no part in that. You don't want any part in that, right?
Yeah, it didn't even cross my mind to try it. But it's not pleasurable, you know. Food is an experience, you know. The little bit of the narrow margin of food I like, I don't like it being screwed up.
No, I get it. In my younger days, I used to like hotter foods, and I still would enjoy them, but it just doesn't agree with me as much anymore, you know.
Yeah, that's because you can't wash it.
You want to know what really burns my ass? Jalapenos.
I would imagine. Well, habaneros are hotter than jalapenos.
Yes. Ghost peppers, the Carolina Reaper, all that shit.
Yeah, all these weird peppers that didn't exist 20 years ago.
Yeah, I can't. It gets to a point where it's almost like you can't taste the food. All you're tasting is the heat. You're like, oh my God. So the vanilla milkshake, she enjoyed that afterwards then, to kind of soothe it down?
I drank the vanilla milkshake.
Nice.
Yeah. She was not happy with me on that one, but yep.
All right, I put up another picture here. If you're watching on both mics on Twitch, twitch.tv/both mics, or you're watching wherever you're watching us here. That's a picture of a landscape in Arizona. It's a picture of an area of Arizona here. Let me get the exact name of it here. Because according to CNN.com, so this must be true, an Arizona hiker fell 700 feet to his death while trying to take a photo. So this is the area. I'm assuming he was up on that ridge there. This is at the Lost Dutchman State Park in the Pinal County, Arizona. Richard Jacobs. See, this is where I'm calling bullshit on this whole story, okay?
Okay.
First of all, it happened at 12:45 a.m. Fucking
right.
45 minutes after midnight.
Right.
A Mikeism that's going to come out, and I've been hesitant to pull this one out, is nothing good happens after midnight. Get your shit home by midnight, because most all bad stories either start with a Florida man or they start with at 1:02 in the morning. It's
right.
Just fucking pack it in, man. Go home. Richard Jacobson, 21. He's 21 years old. At 12:45 at night. Don't tell me they're in Arizona and he slipped trying to take a picture off a ridge. They were on ayahuasca, whatever you call that shit. They were doing something out there. They were doing some sort of peyote.
Conroy Windermere Road.
Yeah, right. Well, I just
inside joke, folks. If you're wondering, Hiawassee is a road in Orlando that merges with Conroy Windermere Road.
Yeah, it's not far from Crime Hills.
Yeah. Exactly. Ayahuasca is what you're thinking of.
Yes, ayahuasca, peyote.
Drunk, stoned, slipped. His girlfriend pushed him. Something.
Now, it says, this article here on CNN.com, more than 250 people worldwide died attempting to take selfies from 2011 to 2017.
How many people?
250.
Wow.
From 2011 to 2017, this was according to a 2018 study published in the Journal of Family Medicine and Primary Care. In 2020, a 25-year-old fell to his death at a different Arizona state park while attempting to take a photo. Just get one of them damn selfie sticks. You don't have to be, Pretty soon, you know what they're going to do now? They're probably going to put up, like, fencing and don't go beyond this point and all sorts of ugly bullshit. Yep. Because some people are fucking ruining it for everybody.
I'm surprised there's not a railing there now.
Oh, it's going to go in. Watch.
Yeah.
Or you can't camp there anymore. You can only come during daytime hours and only if a ranger's present. And
right, exactly. Yeah, and you have to take an agility test. Yeah, my wife is the world traveler, and she's been many places, and she said you'd be surprised, places where you would ordinarily expect there to be a railing or a safety thing or something painted red or yellow or have a big sign, don't do this, don't do that. You don't find that in Europe and other parts of the world. It's just in the litigious country we live in of the great United States of America, where everybody's afraid of being sued, that there's signs and ropes and fences and gates and all kinds of crap because people are just damn stupid.
No,
people are stupid because they have that safety thing. Oh, there's a fence there. We'll be good.
Hey, will you check out the Twitch page, see if we're still up and running here? Because I don't see us up and running. I see our timer going. It looks like we're on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me do this. Yeah, we're kind of freezing and stuff.
Oh, okay. It says offline there, so maybe that's from when it froze up before.
Yeah.
It's funny because somebody I saw in the chat here was asking if we're in Florida, and I said yes. Guess where they're from? Arizona. That's pretty funny.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we're just talking about that.
Do they know the person that actually fell? Or has it been in the news there?
I don't know that. I don't know that.
Yeah, there's a big delay on the Twitch. But we are live and good.
I'm just checking.
Yeah.
Now, what I think dude was doing, I think he was chasing Pokemon.
Okay.
You know,
at 21, yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, and that brings me to our next thing here. Our next little story here is about Universal Studios, okay? I'm talking specifically more about the one here in Florida, in Orlando. Universal has...
Right by Conroy and Windermere Road.
There you go, Hiawassee.
If anybody's keeping score.
You could take your ayahuasca and go to Universal. That would be a trip.
Yes.
All right, so there's a patent from Universal. Could gamify theme parks and possibly be for Pokemon attractions.
Okay.
And if you look at the diagram there up on twitch.tv/bothmics or wherever you're catching the video, you can see it looks like a handheld device in the figure on your forearm, much like a phone, if you would. And you would travel around, I guess, and find Pokemon or battle Pokemon or whatever the hell you do with a Pokemon.
Interesting. They're
going to have an interactive token system. That's what the patent says. So you can, I guess, collect things, buy things, trade things, fight. There's more on this on OrlandoParkStop.com. But I found this very interesting. I'm wondering if it's not going to go beyond that. And if this is going to actually be the invitation for the so-called metaverse to actually interact in a live place.
Well, this kind of vaguely reminds me of something. There's a water park that opened up over in the Disney area that's not a Disney theme park.
Correct.
And I went with my sister and a bunch of us went, and they have wristbands that you put on that they give you. And I don't know if you get it with season passes or you get it for the day or whatever, but if you go around to different parts of the park and you put this little
RFID
chip
RFID,
and like, bing, and it registers on the TV screen, that if you collect these things throughout the day or throughout the year, you can actually trade them in and get like a free lunch or free soda and things like that for you going throughout the entire water park.
Well, that's the way it is on, and I guess they don't have this on your cruise there on Monsters of Rock, but like when I go to Rockville or whatever, they give you it's a bracelet, and we got the VIP thing, so it has the chip on it, and then when you go into a VIP area, you just
that's kind of cool.
It's like a turnstile with no turnstile. It's like those little docking stations, and it's like the ticketing area, Universal or Disney, but you just go boop, and you keep going right through, and it lights up green or red, green or red, green or red.
And cruise ships do have it. They have RDIF, whatever the term is. They have bracelets. They call them WOW bands, and it gets you into your room. And it's also your SeaPass card where you could buy your drinks and souvenirs and all that stuff on board.
But check it out. You could step that up to the next level, and I bet you this is what they're going to do. They're going to, in the future, they're going to interact that shit with your social media profiles and understand your likes and dislikes. And you'll be on the ship, and they'll go, you know, Mike, Skid Row is coming up in 5 minutes on the next stage. You know, it's going to automatically be in your ear all the time, offering you stuff, selling you things based on your personality.
It'll communicate with the chip in your head that Elon Musk.
That's right, the Neuralink.
So
That's
it'll talk directly to you.
When you go into the VIP area, you'll just have to tap your head on a counter, like you're a friggin' melon at Publix. Beep. Beep. Beep, beep. I hate it when these things don't ring up. She's ringing the same thing up 5 times. Beep, 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 beep. You know, there used to be before Publix. I grew up in Lakeland where Publix is based. They had a higher end store than Publix called Food World, and this was their other little project. They had 3 or 4 of them. Food World. It was more like a Goodings, if you remember those places.
Yes,
here.
that was kind of a cool store.
Yeah, they're like more high end, you know. But so what Publix did was they raised their standards and got rid of the Food Worlds. So they made them all like Food Worlds, basically. Right. So I remember one time, and we used to get the Tampa area news in there, and one of the presidents was coming through the area, and this is in the 90s, I think. I think this was Bush 1. And when Bush 1 was in, I think he made a visit to Central Florida for some reason. And one of the things he visited was a Publix store. And I'm sure it had something to do with the owner and donations and all this shit. You know how that shit works.
Usually. Exactly.
He was fascinated when he went in the store and he saw them going, boop, boop. Even with shit back then, he was fascinated. His jaw opened and he was like, but she's not ringing anything up. He was used to the old ch-ch-ch-ching, 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 you know that. Just goes to show you how out of touch some political figures are, that he didn't even know that existed. That boop, boop.
Exactly, right? Yeah. Well, anybody like that. Do you think Elon Musk knows how much a gallon of milk costs?
Fuck no.
Or a loaf of bread?
Fuck no.
Yeah.
Why would he cloud his head with that bullshit? He can afford it.
Does he change the toilet paper in his bathroom?
No, he recycles it. He's too cheap.
Right.
Oh my god. Alright, so a yes or a no on the Pokemon thing. You think this is a good idea? You think it's a bad idea? Do you care?
The kids would love it. Your son, is he still do the Pokemon thing?
No, but I'm sure he's aware and can follow if immediately called upon to do so,
Yeah, I think he would be into it, as my older son would be. My daughter wouldn't care less. Well, I don't know. It's hard to say, but yeah, my son, 34, he still dabbles in the Pokemon and the internet gaming world too.
Right. Well, one thing I'm excited about here in Central Florida is Universal's coming back with Mardi Gras. This is not a paid spot for Mardi Gras, by the way. I'm doing this on my own here. You can see live video right now on twitch.tv/bothmics. It's got a couple minutes here worth of B-roll, if you would, about Mardi Gras at Universal. And they're excited to be back. They've been shut down because of COVID, and there's a lot of bands that are going to be coming. And it's good for a person like me, because I have the pass, the annual pass for that. I haven't used it. Yeah, I haven't used it in forever, but anyway, Universal Mardi Gras. So I figured we talked about people that were in the Monsters of Rock.
Yeah.
Let's talk about people that are showing up. This is in February. The first concert, Saturday, February 5th, Sugar Ray.
Oh, wow.
Sugar Ray with over 10 million records sold and 4 top 10 songs. Sugar Ray's top singles include the hits Fly, Someday, and Every Morning. Are you excited about that? Would you go see Sugar Ray?
If I had the annual pass, I would go see Sugar Ray. If I lived in Orlando.
I tell you about the first time I went to see Sugar Ray. It was over there at the, it was either at the House of Blues or Hard Rock. And I went, and the person I was supposed to go to the show with couldn't make it last minute.
Okay. Yeah.
So I had an extra ticket, and it was sold out. So I sold the ticket for twice the ticket price, so now I went to the concert for free, Had a little beer money in my pocket going in the door back then. This is in the 90s, late 90s. Yeah. And,
back in the day when a concert ticket to the House of Blues was $20.
It was probably $16 or something. Yeah, it was probably stupid like that. $20. I think I sold it for $40. And it's to see Sugar Ray. And I'm thinking, this is gonna be cool. I'm just gonna sit in the back here. I'm gonna lay back. It's gonna be every morning, it's just gonna be grooving stuff. And fly. I just want to fly. They played those 3 or 4 songs, and then I forget dude's name. Mark McGrath, maybe, is that who that is?
Yep.
He goes, now that all that radio bullshit's out of the way, we're going to play our music. And they're like, and I'm like, holy shit, are you kidding me?
They were like a speed metal punk band.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s. And a story that many people don't know is Howard Stern. Everybody knows Howard Stern, the shock jock from New York City. Grew up in Long Island, went to Boston University, the whole thing. He had a childhood band called like the Electric Comic Book or something, and they had like one song, and he played that song on his radio show in the morning, and told the world basically, take my song and make it into a real song. And all these bands started sending in like audition tapes with it. And he said the best one, the one that he liked the most, was the one that this band that no one heard of called Sugar Ray did.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll try to see if I could find it, if it's on Facebook or on YouTube, and I'll post it on both Mike's Facebook
Well, see,
page.
now this next one on the following Saturday, February 12th, I wouldn't normally see this person in concert. And quite frankly, I thought this person was dead. I'm talking about Diana Ross.
Oh, wow.
Like 14 top 10 albums, 18 number one songs from the Supremes to her landmark solo career. Diana Ross is one of the most successful recording artists of all time. Again, I wouldn't buy a ticket to go see her in concert, but if I could go for free at Universal and hop on a roller coaster, why wouldn't I?
I've done many of the free concerts of people that I normally wouldn't buy a ticket to go see at Universal and at Epcot.
And then usually you're pleasantly surprised. You're like, wow, it felt good seeing that, you know.
Davy Jones and the Monkees.
Yeah.
What perfect example right there. David Cassidy from the Partridge Family. Seeing him. Eddie Money, I've seen more times for free. Actually, I think every time I've seen him was for free. Either at Church Street Station or Epcot or Universal Studios.
Then you go on the following Saturday, February 19th, Barenaked Ladies.
Oh, yeah.
They sing that song one week, you know. Chicken to China, the Chinese chicken.
The Chinese chicken. If I had $1 million.
Yeah, those guys. Now, this is, again, I've seen them before. I think it was at Universal. So, yeah, I'd go see them again. And then February 20th, Styx. We talked about this last time.
Oh, wow.
Too. Styx, yeah.
I knew there was like one band that I would definitely go and see. Styx is actually coming to St. Augustine, probably around the same time.
Yeah.
With Night Ranger.
Yeah. No, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see
Night
that.
Ranger does Epcot a lot.
Yeah.
They do the Flower Power or the Food Wine Festival. They're a great band. I saw them last year at SeaWorld, at the infamous SeaWorld episode of both mics that we talked about.
Nice.
What a nightmare.
Then you go into March 5th, LL Cool J. We talked about that before.
I've seen LL Cool J before.
I did not know he won 2 Grammys. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I have no idea, but
He's a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer now, too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a shame.
I know, right? Then you got somebody named Marshmello. This is one of the industry's top electronic music producers.
Okay, yeah, so it's a guy with a boombox.
That hits play.
Yeah.
Let's see, there's a couple other people I don't know. I'm not really that interested. Lee Brice, country star. I don't know, maybe. Becky G, whoever that is, global superstar. Looks like a Latin thing. Khalid. I don't think this is DJ Khalid. I think this is Khalid. Seal, the black guy with the black marks on his face. Seal.
Yeah. Well, here, in the
March
Twitch
19th.
chat room, real quick, we got a Just Saying page. How you doing?
That's funny.
She writes, "Yay, Marshmello."
We're obviously too old.
Yeah. I'm thinking s'mores for everyone.
I'd be interested in seeing Seal on March 19th, Gavin DeGraw on the 20th of March, The Revivalists on the 25th. I'd go to those for free.
Isn't it amazing how Mardi Gras runs from February till April now?
Yeah, well, here it can. Yeah, screw that. It's party time all the time. You can get the festival food there and everything.
I was thinking the other day, I was wondering if Hard Rock Hotel, if they're doing their Velvet Sessions again. Has that come back? I
don't know. With the recent restrictions everywhere, they've been on and off at these parks so much. I think they're coming back off again. So maybe that'll happen. Maybe it will. So I want to be able to go and eat beignets, eat the crawfish, eat gumbo and shit like that. It's a good I mean, you're paying through your ass for that. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like going to the you ever been to one of those Taste of Epcot, Taste of Busch Gardens used to do those.
I did Taste of Orlando once with the ex, and she got tickets because she worked for a contractor for the county, and they're doing Velvet Sessions again.
Are they?
Wow.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Does it say who's
Carl
coming?
Dixon is. Carl Dixon?
No.
Was sold out for December. I didn't see one for January though. That's odd.
Well, like I said, it was on and off with the restrictions here, so.
Yeah, that's a fun venue with the free drinks. God.
Yeah, you got to get there early enough for the free drinks. I mean, they
Yeah.
cut off once the performance starts, I think.
Yeah, but if you're rotted,
Yeah, you go to something like that. You valet park your car so you
Yep.
have the shorter walk, and or you get your Uber or whatever, or you use the ground transportation that's available all over the place at those places, and you
Yeah.
enjoy your night, dude. You don't fret over shit when you go to something like that. You just walk around and eat and drink till you puke.
a fun show I went to at Velvet Sessions, Patty Smythe from Scandal.
Oh, I bet that would have been good. Was
That
she
was
still
actually
beating
really
down
good.
the walls of heartache?
Yes, she was.
All right.
She was. She was in her 50s at the time. God, probably. Hey, look, Wonders of the Sea.
That's right. I just put a picture up of Wonders of the Sea. That's now the world's biggest cruise ship.
Correct.
So I
It's
have
an old picture.
I have a couple questions. How soon before you go on this thing? Because you're like Mr. Cruise.
Probably 2023 or 2024.
Well, she was built in Saint Nazaire, France, and construction took 3 years. A traditional flag-changing ceremony took place in Marseille to mark completion. Wonder will make her official debut in Fort Lauderdale, Florida on March 4th. A little trivia, Mike. She was not destined for Fort Lauderdale when she was originally being built. Where was she destined for?
China.
Yes, you are correct. And the thing I'm wondering about this is that why the rooms are so small?
Well, this boat.
I mean, we're huge in China.
Yeah. The strange thing is this is actually built specifically for the Chinese market. So they used to have 2 flow riders, which is a surf simulator on the back of the boat. They got rid of one and put in a larger kids play area. They also have less suites because I guess the Chinese market doesn't really look for extravagance. So like the larger suites and the loft suites and the 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom cabins.
The rock star
really,
thing to do on the boat.
Yeah, it's a big thing to do in America here.
Sure.
But it's not a real popular cabin to be booked in China.
Well, how else
So
are you
they
going to
got
get your
rid of a lot of
selfie
them.
while you're falling off the side of the boat like that dude in Arizona?
What we need to do, all right, 2024, as soon as it can be booked, we need to get a group of people to go.
All right. Well, what this is saying here, that might not be an option for us, and let me explain why. Wonder will make her official debut in Fort Lauderdale on March 4th to begin sailing 7-night cruises. This is according to dailymail.uk. 7-night cruises to the Caribbean before heading to Barcelona, Spain, and Rome to offer summer adventures in the Mediterranean.
Ah,
This ship weighs 857 tons, has 18 decks, 24 guest elevators, 2,867 staterooms, and can accommodate just under 7,000 guests being looked after by 2,300 international crew members.
yeah. You walk onto. I've been on this class of ship twice before. The Oasis of the Seas and Harmony of the Seas, same exact boat, just different. Like this boat, like I said, is geared towards the Oriental market, the Asian market, and it's basically the same boat, but they kind of change some things and they improve things as they go along. But walking onto this class of ship it's like walking into the mall. That's how big this boat is.
Yeah, this is like the Oasis, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's
The
the
Oasis.
Oasis. The Oasis is a little bit smaller, obviously, but I'm just saying this is.
It's only smaller by a couple feet.
Oh wow, okay. I didn't realize.
But what's interesting about these boats is they're wider. This boat is like 218 feet wide, where a typical boat is like 130 feet wide.
Wow,
So that's
a
interesting.
lot wider, dude. That's almost football field across.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
It's amazing how big this boat is. It's awesome.
It's crazy.
But yeah, Oasis of the Seas, Allure, Symphony, Harmony, and now Wonder of the Seas, and they're going to make one more for this class of boat.
Well, I have my second favorite part of the show each week is the alien update. You know what my third favorite part is?
I'm still trying to figure out what your first part is. Is your
I'll
first
tell you
part
later. You have to be a
the
VIP
end?
member of both mics to find out.
tell you tomorrow.
Oh, and it's not coming up. I'm just going to have to pull the picture. We lost the intro for Get Off My Lawn, but it is time for Get Off My Lawn. I like having Clint Eastwood introduce us in the Get Off My Lawn segment. But, I got a little thing for Get Off My Lawn here, and if you're not familiar with Get Off My Lawn, we're talking about old people, the Get Off My Lawn guy, not the guy that's handing out, candies to the kids, or not the guy that's luring them into his house with free popsicles or whatever.
Yeah,
this is
the curmudgeoned old guy down the road.
Yes. And
usually lives on the corner lot and yells at you because you're cutting across his lawn.
Judge finds cancer patient 72 years old for overgrown lawn. I'd give jail time if I could. So,
wow, that's kind of harsh.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out how old this judge is, because dude is 72. He's got cancer. And one of the things she says to him, in the courtroom, in the sentencing, she says to him, "You should be ashamed of yourself," in a video that was shared on January 12th on social media. So I don't know where that is. This is according to NewYorkPost.com. It's been viewed more than 37,500 times. She says, "If I could give you jail time on this, I would. You've got to get that cleaned up. This is totally inappropriate." And she continues after ordering him to pay a $100 fine for the eyesore. I think if the guy had $100, he would have paid somebody to clean that shit up.
Right. Well, that's probably why she was scolding him. Maybe he had money and he had means to get it cleaned up, and he just didn't do it.
Well, his son was on.
Way I could think.
This was all done via, the video thing here, where you do courtroom in a video, and his son got on the thing, and he was saying, I moved the mouse here. Let me see where did I go? For years, this guy's been helping his struggling father around the house, but he had to head back to Bangladesh for 3 months prior to the citation on August 2nd. The judge is like, "Did you see that photo? This is shameful. The neighbors shouldn't have to look at that." I get it. But if I'm this dude's neighbor, I'm probably going to go over the house before it starts to look like this and say, "Hey, man, everything okay?" Maybe I can go over there and help the guy out a little bit. I mean, I'm not blaming the neighbors, but somebody should step in at this situation, and instead of yelling at the 72-year-old cancer patient, yell at yourself for not being able to do something about it.
Exactly.
That's a shame.
I agree.
That's a shame. And if you're not watching the video, there's overgrowth. It's almost to the height of the outdoor garage. Looks like an alleyway. A lot of houses in Northeast have the alleyway behind the houses. And it's a shame. I wouldn't let my 72-year-old neighbor live in a shit style like that. And if he was there, I would go over and see if there's something I could do to help.
Maybe he was the curmudgeon old get off my lawn guy that no one wanted to deal with. Possible.
That could be.
I mean?
That could be. The judge is a woman. She's got blondish, whitish hair. I can't tell how old she is. I'm sure I could have done some show prep and found out, but
it's overrated.
Since Tuesday, nearly 10,000 social media watchdogs have signed a petition on change.org to demand that that the judge, her name is Krot, K-R-O-T, so she could be removed from her seat. Quote, "She has a history of being bigoted toward immigrants." This is in Detroit, Michigan.
Maybe we should start a GoFundMe account for him. Wink, wink.
Buddy. That's a good idea. I'll let you handle that.
I'm on it.
Hey, both Mikes doing a thing for this guy 10 states away. I like it. It's your idea. I don't know anything about it. You'll have to show me how to do it, Mike.
I have not a clue. I think you go to GoFundMe.com.
Sounds like a good project, Mike. I like it.
That would be a good start.
I like it. Are there any get off my lawn moments that you can remember, Mike, where you were a get off my lawn person?
Oh, well, yeah. I just mentioned that, living on a corner lot, people cut across your lawn a lot. They used to do that all the time. Our backyard was so big that people would come down our hill and go to the side street and cut across our backyard, and that used to bug the crap out of me all the time. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. To the point where there was literally a path across our backyard for everybody cutting through it to get to school.
Was there a get off my lawn dude in your neighborhood?
In our neighborhood here? No, just the subdivision community Facebook page. That's basically get off my lawn. Everybody bitching and moaning about he parked on. Don't park your car here. Don't park your car there. Your kid did this at the playground. Someone did that. This is broken. That's broken. You know.
It's like Facebook, but more centrally located to where you live.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Yeah. And you're like, ah.
Well, I can remember 2 get off my lawn dudes in 2 different towns I lived in. One, when I lived in Saraville, we had brothers. They were twin brothers, and they lived on each side of us. So they would be back and forth, back and forth. And the one had the more pristine lawn than the other. And it was almost like a contest with your lawn and your garden and all that shit. I think I told this story before, but I'll tell it again. That was at the house where I lived on that big hill in the tall house and could watch the drive-in over in South Amboy. Same house. So our driveway, the front of our house was a street level, and our driveway went way down beside the house, and down the hill was the garage, 2-car garage in the back of the house. And next to that was an above-ground swimming pool that my parents put in with the big deck and all that shit. And the one neighbor on that side of the pool was real nosy. And if they were having a picnic or something and we were outside by the pool, they would pull their table over by the fence so they could hear what we were saying and stuff like that. I mean, they were just fucking crazy. They'd walk by to get to the other brother's house, and they would look in our window as they're walking by, shit like that. And they both had big noses. So we used to call them Big Nose 1 and 2 or whatever we called them, Nice. So one night, Saturday night, I'm watching wrestling on TV at midnight with my sister on one of them PIX or WOR or some shit like that on the black and white Philips TV with a pair of pliers for a channel changer.
In a hanger?
Yeah.
For an antenna?
And all of a sudden, on the outer porch door, I hear... And I'm like, holy shit, somebody's at the door at midnight. So then they open the porch door and they come into the door that's like 5 feet from me. And I'm like, holy shit, this guy's on our porch pounding on the glass. So I run upstairs, I get my dad. My dad comes down, and the guy goes, do you know your swimming pool just caved in and washed away my garden? And my dad, calm as shit, goes, no, but if you hum a few bars, I might be able to play it on a piano. 10,000 gallons of chlorinated water washed through this guy's yard.
Nice.
Yeah, that was... And you know what? Just like that, we're out of time. I can't tell my other story. I'm sorry. I chewed it all up. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching us here on 89. You can always go to bothmics.com, check out past ones. You can go to YouTube, find us there. We're just about everywhere podcasts can be heard. Check out my buddy Gino Losi if you want to go fishing in Florida. Check out my friends at the Melon Patch Theater in Leesburg. Dustin Levine does a great job there. And check out my friend Night Fan Stan at Jet Set Printing in Central Florida for all your printing needs. Mike, you got a shout out for anybody real quick?
Nope.
That was quick. That was good. That was efficient. Thanks, folks. We'll see you next time.
Take care. Ciao.